Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to Port Canaveral, back for a third day in a row of some ship spotting. We've got ourselves another 4-ship afternoon here in Port Canaveral with the Carnival Venezia that we're looking at right now. We've got the Star of the Seas, the world's largest cruise ship, down at Cruise Terminal number 1, MSC Seashore at Cruise Terminal number 10, down right off to the side of Venezia there. And then, of course, down at Cruise Terminal number 6, we have the Norwegian Prima. We have the Carnival Venezia is a 3:30 departure today. We've got Norwegian Prima will be our second this afternoon at 4 p.m. Got an early departure for her, which is always fantastic to have. And then we've got the Star of the Seas and MSC Seashore at 4:30. So going to be an awesome, awesome afternoon here for you guys. What's up, Alex? How's it going? Yes, he's my friend from Grandiosa. Yeah, he's gonna hang out with us today. I'm not sure. But I hope everybody's having a fantastic afternoon. Let's check in on the chat. Who would we have? Caleb, Tim, Chris, Jeannie. I think that says Jeannie. And Coop, what's going on? What's going on, Kit? What's going on? Good to see everybody here this afternoon. Hope everybody's ready for an awesome stream. Yeah, we have a good friend of mine that I actually met. He's been a viewer for a while, but actually ended up meeting him on Grandiosa. He's actually here today. So he may end up being on the mic here for a bit and just kind of chatting with us this afternoon. But yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Oh, Alex, you're in my shot there, buddy. Riding Star next year for your first cruise. Awesome, that's a great first cruise to go on. Andre, what's going on? Good to see you, good to see you. Teresa, hello, hello. So we've got just a little bit more time, just about 15 minutes or so until our first departure this afternoon with the Carnival Venezia. Cool. Got competition today. Yeah, that's the little our little ship spotter. He's trying to get his tripod lined up. Actually, I gotta straighten up my tripod now that I actually see it. There we go, that's better. Damada's here perusing. Hello, Dimitri, what's going on? Mark Nelson, hello, how's it going? Welcome. Yes, early departure today for the Norwegian Prima. Super hyped about that. That's always great. Carnival Venezia 3:30, Prima at 4, Star 4:30, and Seashore as well at 4:30. Thank you, Caleb, for that. Go ahead and pin that. Carrie B, what's going on? Good to see you. Looking forward to the stream. Okay. Down here today. Man, if I had a truck, I'd be setting everything up in that truck bed.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
I've always wanted. They make Honda makes these little trucks. They only stay in Japan because they don't pass safety standards over here. But it's a little Honda Acti. It's got like a 600cc motor in it. It's like the cab is like this big, and the bed's like a normal size of a normal pickup. But the whole thing is about the size of a golf cart. It's like $4,000.
It's $4,000.
It's like $4,000. You just got to import it from Japan. But I'm like, that would be the coolest thing to take out to the port, but it doesn't do more than 60 miles an hour, so it wouldn't make it out here very quick. It's basically a golf cart.
I need to look that up. What is it called?
The Honda Acti. I think Suzuki and Mitsubishi make them too. I think Nissan's got one. They're called key trucks. They're the coolest little things though. They goofy looking thing. I mean, you could put some golf cart wheels on it.
I don't like it.
They're kind of sweet.
Oh, it's like a little like ATV or something.
Right, for $4,000, might as well.
If I lived closer to work, maybe that's...
Right. If I didn't have to take the highway all the way here, that would be perfect. Okay, cool. We'll be live tomorrow. Yes, we'll be live tomorrow at Tampa. We're going to see the Radiance and the Islander tomorrow. I wish there was more ships in Tampa. It's just always like 3's all you get.
The ships there are pretty neat, though.
They are.
I will say.
They all have their own like little charm just because of how small they are. It's kind of cool. Use them all the time, and that's cool. That is really cool. By the way, new sub here. Never been on a cruise. Nervous. Oh, they are fantastic. There's nothing to be nervous of. These ships are incredibly safe. There's so many safety standards that the cruise lines follow. You know, they always try to avoid the rough seas as well, just, you know, because they can move. You know, the ships move, so they can kind of avoid the weather if they need to, which is always great. So they're not nearly as scary as it seems, but they are very fun. A lot to do too. 27 days till Magic. Nice. Very cool. I haven't been on Magic in a long time either. She's been in Miami for a while.
Carnival Magic.
Yeah.
When did I go on there?
That's been in Miami for at least a couple years. I think she just came back from dry dock.
I went on Magic.
50? Oh, wow. Oh, that was right before it left Galveston.
Yep.
Because I went on it as soon as it got here the first time in 16, yeah. They like did the refit and then they brought it here. Because that was like, I had already been on Dream and Breeze, so it was like, oh sweet, like I can never go on Magic because it was always over in Galveston, and now it's here, so we like went on it almost immediately.
It was popular in Galveston.
Do we know yet if Harmony's getting the big letters? Yes, actually, I've got a picture of them too, of Harmony too. She's got the big letters and the double bridge. I thought Ovation was getting the double bridge, but it never did. But it did get the big letters.
On board the Carnival Venezia here at the entrance to the port here. We're going to be getting underway in the next 5-10 minutes, heading outbound.
Very nice. Just a few more minutes for the Carnival Venezia here. So the lines are dropping. Sweet. All right, there we go. First set of lines are dropping for Venezia. Ooh.
Sure things. Canaveral pilot aboard the Carnival Venezia. Carnival Venezia is departing Port Canaveral. Cruise Terminal 3, outbound for all concerned traffic. Come up on Channel 12, Carnival Venezia. Sure thing. Carnival Venezia is departing Port Canaveral. Cruise Terminal 3, outbound for all concerned traffic. Come up on Channel 12, Carnival Venezia.
Thank you all for joining in today. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream so far. Be sure to leave a like on the stream. Lets me know that you guys are having a good time. And also subscribe if you're just tuning in for the first time. It lets me know that you guys are enjoying the streams. And of course, don't miss any future live streams by hitting that subscribe button. I'm so glad that Prima's leaving at 4 today.
I think the last time I came here on a Sunday, Prima left so late that I just left.
Yeah,
I didn't even see Prima.
it's usually a 6 o'clock departure. I don't know why they do 6, but they'll randomly leave at 4 sometimes, and it's always like the best thing because, you know, it's like all these other ships leave between 3:30 and 4:30, and then you just gotta sit and wait for like an hour and a half for the Prima. everyone that's watching the stream here, let me know what ship you're looking forward to the most this afternoon. Is it the Venezia, Star of the Seas, Seashore, or the Prima this afternoon that you're looking forward to the most? Yeah, there's they'll find a reason for the delay. Probably. They confirmed over the radio actually like about 30 minutes ago before we started the stream that they were ready, or not ready, but they were good to go for 4 o'clock. So that's promising. All of them. AC. Oh, is that the American Cruise Line thing still here today?
I think so. I think I saw it. I drove around over there before.
Oh, you did?
Here.
Oh.
I think I saw it.
Oh, I bet you it is over at Disney because it was at 10 yesterday. I didn't even see it coming in.
Really
yes,
small.
I saw it, like I came across and then I was like, wait a second, that was on the schedule. And somebody's like, yeah, it's at 10. I go, there is nothing there. And I had to like zoom in. I'm like, oh, there it is.
I thought those were river cruises.
They are, but they, for some reason, I think they go up the coast. Like, I think they go in like Savannah and Jacksonville and places like that, which is kind of interesting.
I think I've seen them at Key West.
Crew member will get an owie and they'll delay Prima for 4 hours. That's crazy. Yeah, it's at Disney's terminal. Okay, nice. You just like, don't even know it's there. That's crazy. Afternoon from Lakeland, Florida. Very nice. Welcome in. Good to see you. And again, just a reminder, tomorrow we're going to be going live again. We're going to be going over to Tampa, Florida tomorrow for Radiance of the Seas and Margaritaville Islander. It'll be fun to switch it up. Do I have the radio? Yes, it's right next to me. Are you guys able to hear it? A little bit? I guess you're not really using it, but I had it going earlier. All right, Venezia is underway. Let's go ahead and zoom out for you guys as she pushes off. She is thrusting. Thank you, Dimitri. Oh, that's Prima.
Good afternoon. Just to let you know, we are all on board and just waiting for your arrival. Okay, understood. All on board and you're ready to go. I'll start heading that way now. Probably be there in 8 to 10 minutes. If your passenger gangway is disconnected and you'd like to start singling up, you can do that before I board. Okay, copy that. Right now we disconnected the linkway and we can start singling up. Thank you.
Oh, Prima's even early now. Sweet.
What time did they say?
They're ready to go. They said, pilots basically said, you can start dropping your lines. We'll be there in about 10 minutes. I love that. Even better. Even better. NCL is going to be 4 o'clock, but it sounds like it might be just a little bit earlier now, and then MSC will be at 4:30. Same as Star. Star might end up being the last one out today, which is crazy. Oh, come on. Battery's dead. There we go. That's better. Sports with Charles, what's going on? Good to see you. Welcome in. Just in time for our first departure this afternoon. I told Caleb you're here. I was like, dude, you're slacking. He's here, he's here to see you again. Over 4. Such a slacker. We'll have to like all grab dinner one night before you go back to Texas.
Chili sounds good.
Oh, I'm so down. There's one like right by my apartment too.
I think when we first chatted, I think you said you live pretty close.
Yeah, I'm like barely even 20 minutes down I-4. Maybe 15. Norwegian's not moving yet, but they'll be going here probably in a moment. American Pioneer is here. Yes, yes it is. Kind of cool to see something like that. Go. Big band of storms near Miami. Wonder if they're trying to get the time it right to miss. Oh, probably, yeah. Yeah, the weather's been just kind of crummy this weekend. We're here to sail away next Sunday on Prima. Yes, I should be here next Sunday. It's the Sunday after that I'll be on a cruise myself, but I should be here next Sunday. Hope you have a great time though. Prima is a very, very pretty ship. I just sailed on her sister ship, the Luna, and it was one of the best ships I've ever been on. Oscar, you weren't here when I basically said yesterday, I'm like, all right, I'll pick 2 people out of the chat to make a mod, and you weren't here. You missed your shot. No, the equipment didn't really get too soaked yesterday, thankfully. Got a little sprinkling, but that was about it. Thankfully, the weather held out for most of yesterday. Yes, going on Seaside in just a little bit under 2 weeks now. And then my friend over here that was on Grandiosa with us, he's actually going on Seashore the day before us.
Yep.
So we're basically same ships.
That's how it was with Norwegian a couple weeks ago. I was on Getaway the same time they were on Luna.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy timing.
Schedules lined up, just different ships.
1 week from today, sailing on Seashore. Nice. It is one of Carnival's better looking ships. I agree, actually. Venezia was really nice. When I sailed on her last year, it was really, really nice. Nice and sunny day in Myrtle Beach. Very nice. Awesome. Yeah, it's overall kind of a nice day today. Just a little overcast, but it kind of keeps it cool today, which is good. It was blazing hot yesterday. Oscar, you're next in line. Don't worry, I got you. Next time I need a mod, I'll hit you up. Is it me or she just like stop right there? It's just been sitting there for like the last minute or two. Just barely moving. There it goes. I do like the colors.
I think the yellow with the blue almost looks better than red.
It kind of does, yeah. I think her last week is next week. She heads out to New York next week. 3 weeks until Seashore, very nice. Yes, there are rumors that they're going to go back to Costa. That lines up with what I've heard as well, from several sources. But I've heard from multiple people that they're both probably bound to Costa in the next probably 2 years, 2 to 3 years. Which kind of lines up with the fact that they're bringing Firenze here next year. Or is it this year? Two weeks to Prima, very nice. Have a great cruise. I'll be on a cruise as well at that time, or I would say I would be here to stream you sailing away, but I'll be on a cruise myself. But I hope you have a fantastic time. Are they even Carnival at the first? I think it was more of just like to help out the fleet. It was really Carnival. The demand for cruising was a lot higher than anticipated coming out of COVID, but Costa specifically was struggling after COVID. So it kind of helped Carnival add the additional demand that they were trying to meet with post-COVID numbers, but Costa needed, a little bit of stress taken off of them by reducing their capacity numbers and their costs and things like that. So it kind of just worked out for a little bit of time. But it's definitely a very unique situation that, brought those two ships over here to the fleet for at least a little bit of time. Okay, yeah, I knew it was, I think it is late 27, early 28. She's going to be here in Port Canaveral. She's coming to Miami too, I think right before Canaveral. I miss those post-COVID cruise prices, I agree. Those post-COVID cruise prices. I think I did a solo cruise on Independence of the Seas back in 22. I technically went with Justin Hirsch and his now wife, but I was in my own room separate from them. But I went at a solo rate for 3 nights. I think I paid like $200 for solo. Pretty amazing. And then the Mariner, I think we spent about that as well. And that was right after the restart too. The pre-cruise, pre-COVID prices, yeah, those too. This demand in the cruise industry is so high these days, which is great and fantastic. I mean, they're putting up some crazy numbers. I wish their stock prices would do good so I can retire early, but no movement on NCL just yet. Yeah, if those cruise line stocks could go back to their pre-COVID numbers, I'd be doing good. Let's keep it going in. There we go, that's better. And I'm tempted to go on Firenze once it gets here. It's on 4 and 5s, but it's just like such a weird schedule. Hopefully the 7 icon class will bring the prices down. One can only hope. With 7 icons, the prices will come down just a little bit. By the time Icon 7 comes out, we'll have the Discovery class and a new class as well to follow the icons by that point. So I would hope the prices on the icons are down by that point, but we'll see. $45 soda package on Royal. Yeah, now it's $45 a day. Yeah, I wish the prices were like that. Yeah, they pay them all off. Yeah. The way they structure their pricing, they make their money back on those icons very quickly. They leverage the debt on them and they pay them over time and stuff like that, but they make their money back very quick. Turn the camera around. Right now there's nothing moving on the other end of the camera, but we'll follow Venezia out at least around the corner before we turn. Those who are just tuning in, be sure to leave a like on the stream. Lets me know you guys are having a good time. Lets me know that you guys are enjoying these streams. And of course, if you're just tuning in for the very first time, we do this all the time here in Port Canaveral and other Florida cruise ports. So definitely hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out any future live streams. We actually will be going live tomorrow afternoon from Tampa, Florida, with the Radiance of the Seas and Margaritaville Islander. So definitely hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and give us a like. How much profit would they even turn each itinerary with Icon Class? It varies from every time. You've piqued my interest now as the finance guy, but so the revenues, I mean, they'll make, I don't even know. I'd have to really dive into the numbers, but they make millions every single itinerary per ship. But you know, the costs are also very high for operating expenses and things like that. But overall, it still nets out. They're still making a lot of money every cruise. I mean, I know in revenue, I think Carnival does about $4 billion in just revenue alone every quarter. So I mean, over 10 to 12 billion in a year.
Getting underway from Port Canaveral's west base in Cruise Terminal 6, bound for sea. Standing by channel 12. Pilot aboard, Norwegian Prima.
Yay, Prima. A seagull caught a fish? Nice, that's cool that I got it on camera. Next cruise is the MSC Seaside, and that is about 10-ish days from now. It'll be not this Friday, but next Friday. Caleb and I will be going, so MSC, you better stock up on your ice cream. That kid's gonna go, he's gonna run through that ice cream machine. Tomorrow is Star Wars Day. That's right. I guess it would be kind of cool to see Wish here tomorrow, wouldn't it? We're going to Tampa tomorrow. We've got a buddy coming down from Canada, and he's a big baseball fan. So the Jays are in town for Tampa on Tuesday through like Thursday or something like that. So we're going to Tampa, pick him up from the airport tomorrow, and then we're gonna go see the game with him on Tuesday.
They're back in the stadium, right?
Finally, yeah. Yeah, I think Tropicana Field. Yeah, they finally fixed the roof. Surprised they didn't just like tear that place down. Oh yes, thank you. Yes, I have a job interview as well on Mondays. I was like, oh yeah, I'm cool for a job. I'm good for the interview on Monday at 10. He's like, okay, great. You know, I'll talk to you then. And I'm like, oh crap. I was like, wait a minute, I'm busy today on Monday. So I'm like, hey Dimitri, you know, like I'm gonna just take this job interview over the phone from your house if that's okay. He's like, nobody's gonna be home, so it's fine. I'm like, great. Live tomorrow. Stay tuned. Probably, I think all the ships leave at 4 tomorrow. So keep in touch. I might try to do 2 separate streams and stream, because we're going to go to the Skyway Bridge tomorrow night as well. Because we're, see, anytime we go to the Skyway Bridge, we always go to Kobe's and get hibachi for dinner after that. So I'm like, oh yes, we're going to the bridge. We're getting some hibachi tomorrow night. But I think we might do a separate stream tomorrow. We'll see him go by, but then we'll also sit at the Skyway Bridge and zoom in on him coming through the bridge. So we will see. Coop, there's Coop. Yeah, he's our buddy that we're picking up tomorrow. I'm so hyped for this week, dude. Alrighty, Prima. Oh, I guess it's not even 4 o'clock yet. I was like, come on, let's get moving. There's bugs in my car. Dude, they were so bad yesterday. They were
not being from. Are they a Florida thing?
Oh, they are yeah, it's every May and sometimes in September. It's love bug season, and they just coat the front of your cars. It's so bad. They were literally swarming here yesterday. Like when I was filming, you see just like black spots just flying around. They were awful yesterday. And so,
I just started noticing them when I was talking to a coworker. I was like, "Are these like a Florida thing?"
it's a Florida thing. It's a Florida thing. We didn't really get them growing up in Atlanta. We didn't really get them there, but yeah, it's just like every May, it's just horrible. That's the worst part about May every year. You just kind of dread. Yeah. Because they're tough to get off the front of your car too. They just splatter. I mean, like I cleaned my windshield before I got here, and it's covered in them.
I've heard they can mess up the paint.
Yeah, if you don't wipe the bugs, fun fact for everybody in chat, if you don't wipe the bugs off the front of your car, it'll eat through the clear coat. So you always gotta keep it clean.
Something about the inside though.
Yeah, exactly. It's the guts.
Yeah, the guts are bad.
I've got a ceramic coating on mine though, so it'll, you know, usually just like a nice, decently pressure of water will just come right off. You don't have to scrub it, which is good.
Is that American Cruise Line ship supposed to head out today, or is it?
Good question. Let me look at the.
I think it was here yesterday too, no?
Yeah, it was here yesterday. American Cruise Line is scheduled for Sunday. Oh, it's here until Monday. But it's got a placeholder time for like 5 a.m. We'll see. They're related to the aliens from Alien. Is Prima moving? Oh yeah, it is. Just barely. Very nice, very nice. NCL is on the move. Alrighty. 2nd of 4 already underway, and it's not even 4 o'clock. Very nice. That's always cool seeing like your next ship, like when you're about a week or so out and you see it.
I was trying to think today if I've ever like had that experience before.
Yeah.
Not sure I have.
Yeah. There was one time when I booked Seashore for the beginning of last year, we had booked it for like the 2nd week of January, but we booked it like right at or right before Christmas. And like the day I booked it though, I was like out here ship spotting when I was in the process of booking it. I was like, sweet, it's right here. I'll see you in a couple weeks.
I guess the closest I had done to that is, oh gosh, I think it was one of the days I came out here, Joy. I was like thinking about booking Joy, and then after seeing it out here, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta go. Thrusting part 2. Cool. Best feeling is when you see the ship leaving and then saying, when it gets back, I've had that. When it gets back, I'll be on it. I love that feeling too. I've done that a couple times. I think once a couple years ago with Independence, I think it was like Memorial Day, so I had like that Monday off, but I left that Friday to go on Independence. So I saw it, and I think I did that with Utopia once or twice too. Star is at 4:30, same as Seashore, so our next 2 departures after the Prima are going to be both at 4:30. So very, very quick departures this afternoon. Love to see it. As much as I enjoy being out here and all that, sometimes those 6 p.m. departures are just a drag and you just want to go home. Right, exactly, on a Sunday too.
That's why I'm glad when Disney Adventure was here, that was a Saturday.
Oh yeah. Man, that was a cool ship to have here. That was awesome. Race tickets are snagged left field. The boys are going to be going for Big Daddy Vladdy dingers. That's awesome. If Guerrero doesn't hit a home run while we're there at the game on Tuesday, I'm going to riot. If I'm going to go see the Jays, he better hit a home run. The weird part is I don't know who to root for because I'm a Yankee fan, so I don't like the Jays, but I also don't like the Rays. Oh, Mike, I hate both of these teams. I don't know who to root for.
Just go and eat as many hot dogs and drink as many beers as you
You're right.
can.
I think Dimitri's driving that day, so yeah. I'll be at the drink stand all day or something.
9 beers, 9 innings.
Right, yeah, there you go.
I tried that one time. I made it to 5 innings.
Made it to 5 and just pass out.
beers isn't the problem. It was the hot dog.
Sir, there are no dogs allowed here. I always see like the dogs, like there's always like somebody that brings a dog in here. But like when I was coming in today, there's the lady in front of me, the person like checking her in was like, "Oh no, you can't have dogs here. You're gonna have to like drop them off or find something." I was like, "How do these other people like smuggle their dogs in here then?"
Good afternoon. We will be ready for sailing 5 to 10 minutes.
Because I remember the first time I came out here, I was like, oh, I wonder if there's a place like I could bring my dog out. I was like, oh, nope.
No.
My dog's pretty big, so I'm not even.
Not even try. I just got a cat and she'll just leave fur all over the car. Happy Sunday from Augusta. Welcome in. Good to have you here. Thanks for joining. Hockey, you always rooted for the team that your team would always beat the playoffs. I think the Jays and the Rays are both just really bad this year. I don't think the Yankees will have too much of a problem with either one of them. Which is crazy because the Jays put up a good fight in the World Series last year. That was actually the last year's World Series, probably one of the best ones I've ever seen.
I remember that one play, they were right there winning it, but
Yeah.
the throw was a little bit late.
Yeah, they were like, I think it was 6 inches or something like that is what the throw beat him by. Like there was like 3 to 4 different plays between games 6 and 7 last year that could have made or break either direction. And they just lucky break one after another just led to the Dodgers getting it. Prima doesn't normally do horns, but I'm hoping that'd be great if we do, but I don't think Prima normally does them. I think Star we'll get occasionally one from Star, but Seashore is probably our more likely candidate for today for a horn. Chase slander must be rescinded. Hey, I'm saying they put up a good fight. There's no slander here. It's so funny because like the AL East division for baseball this year, like it's always like one of the most competitive. Like usually all four of the 5 teams are usually competing for the same playoff spot like every year, and like this year it's everybody's like below 500 but the Yankees.
Really?
Like there's no competition. Like the entire division just sucks this year.
I don't follow baseball a whole lot, but
Prima does horns in Amsterdam. Nice. She goes to Amsterdam pretty frequently sometimes, it feels like. I know she's going to be there. She's going to be in San Juan later this year. Trisha, hello. Yeah, baseball's like my sport. I've always been big into baseball like growing up.
I'm kind of that way both with football and basketball.
Oh, really?
I kind of follow both pretty close.
I've gotten more into football lately. I watch more college football than NFL. But basketball, never really followed too much.
I followed basketball a lot. Growing up in San Antonio.
Oh, really?
I grew up during the Tim Duncan, Ginobili, Tony Parker era.
Oh, okay.
Huge on the Spurs, so I'm having fun this year.
Okay. Nice.
Minnesota just beat Denver, so
Oh, really?
we're going into the second round feeling a little bit better.
Nice. I don't really follow basketball too much, but you know, anytime it comes up, I'm like, go Heat. But couldn't even tell you who plays for the Heat right now, to be honest.
You got Bam's 83 points.
Oh, really?
Points, yeah.
It was like what?
Months ago.
I think it was maybe a year or two ago. The Heat made it all the way to like the finals. They had like no business being there.
Yeah, because they went from the play-in tournament all the way to the finals.
Yeah,
It was kind
it
of
just
crazy.
like scooted by. Tuesday night, you're gonna watch Coastal Carolina baseball versus Clemson. Ooh, that'll be a cool game. You announce baseball games at your high school, president of the baseball booster. Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. Yeah, I really enjoy. I played baseball basically from 4 years old to high school. That was my jam. Hello from Keith in South England, UK, watching on a 50-inch TV. Very nice, awesome. Glad to have you here. Welcome in. Prima has a frowny face. Oh, it kind of does have a little bit of a frowny face on the front, doesn't it? Just like on the bow, kind of just makes that like that little U shape. Never noticed that. It is a great shot of Prima. It's cool seeing her and Seashore together, kind of like that at this angle too, because they're both like based off of the same project, Project Mille from Fincantieri. So they're very similar structurally and design-wise, but also very different. So it's kind of like cool to see the alterations from the ship classes. Hi from Scotland. Awesome. We have a lot of Europeans in here today. That's awesome. That's very cool. Yes, very similar. Like, yeah, like the narrow, kind of where it's narrow, then it goes wider, then it's narrow in the back, and you get the really large outdoor section on the bottom too.
I like that design on ships.
The one on, like the way they designed it, especially on the Prima class, like on Luna, they almost encourage you to be down there on deck 8 rather than being up top. It's so nice. There's so much seating down there too.
Even on Getaway, I didn't watch any sailaways from up top. I was on 8,
Yeah.
the waterfront, I think
Yeah.
they call it. I mean,
Yeah, it's great.
I like the back part too.
Prima's first dry dock. Yes, I think it is coming up as well. She was built in 22, so it's got to be next year. You're right. Yes, the Virgin ships are based off of Project Mille as well, so they're very similar to that too.
The Sphere class too.
Yeah,
And when I toured
a little
the Sun,
bit.
it was kind of like that. It was pretty neat.
Yeah, the Sphere class are based off of that, and Project Ace from Carnival is going to be just like a massive version of it.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. Have I shown you the renders of that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to say it's pretty cool looking ship. Oh, that's right. It's like one of those things I'll never post them online, but like if it comes up in conversation, I'm like, oh, like by the way, like I've got these like really sketchy early on renders.
Is that what they're steel cutting for this summer?
Yes, the steel cutting for Project Ace is July, and I think Christine Duffy is the one that confirmed it too. So it's definitely legit. Put the Myrtle during college football season. Got season tickets for Coastal Carolina. Oh, nice. That's cool. I have heard something before about them looking to revamp the Prima and Viva to kind of alter them based off of the early criticisms of the ship. I think they've kind of tweaked things along the way and made them a lot better than they originally were, and kind of focused and tweaked it to make it better. But I have heard they're looking to do like a pretty big renovation. I would not be surprised if they took out the go-kart track. We'll see, but I wouldn't be surprised if they take it out just because of how much deck space it is. That's one of the biggest complaints, is how much space the track takes up. Yes, exactly. Make them more like Aqua. I've heard they're gonna try to at least alter it to where it's gonna look more like Aqua and Luna, or even possibly Aura. They're not gonna be lengthening the ships or anything like that, but they definitely might look into, you know, different things like that, like the Aqua Coaster or even Ocean Heights. That Ocean Heights is the new area on Aura. No, they're not. They're not even that old. I think it's more of just like, you know, the ship's got a decent amount of constructive criticism. I think the ships are still completely fine. They're great ships regardless, but it definitely was room for improvement. And I think that's what they're just trying to do, is make them a little bit better now that they've found their sweet spot with the Aqua and Luna. Yeah, it's funny that, you know, it's a sound issue with those go-karts too, because they're electric, but they just pump in the audio. They're like roar as you go around. So it's like they could kind of tune them down if you really wanted to, but they don't. They're very loud though. Did you do the go-karts on Joy?
The weather was too.
Oh really?
Rough, yeah.
Oh, that stinks.
I never saw them open one time.
That's crazy. I did them. I think I ended up doing the go-karts like 3 or 4 times on Bliss when I sailed on it. They're so much fun. It's such a weird feeling, just like being on like a little go-kart, ripping around a little track on a cruise ship.
Yeah, because I mean the track looks super cool.
Oh yeah, they're very cool.
The weather on that Joy cruise was so crazy. Just like nobody was ever outside.
That's right, because that was, what was that, like December?
That was the end of January.
End of January. Oh yeah. Dang. Yeah.
It was a weekend where no ships across any cruise line were able to port anywhere.
Oh, that's right. You didn't get to go to Great Stirrup? Dang, that's crazy.
Ships weren't even going to Nassau either. It was the weirdest thing ever.
Dang.
We were in Nassau with 6 ships.
Uh-huh.
It was like us, 3 Royal ships, Disney,
Yeah.
and I can't remember the other one. But all the ships were set to sail away at like around 4 or 5-ish. So
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna go take my little nap. before I do that.
Right.
I wake up from my nap about 30 minutes before I think Utopia or Adventure of the Seas were supposed to leave.
Yeah.
And I go outside. We were right next to Utopia, so I go out on the side at Utopia, and I can just see the Royal Beach Club. Utopia's gone,
Oh,
and I'm like,
that's
what the
crazy.
heck? So then I go to the other side where Adventure and Freedom were, and they were both gone too. I was like,
Dang.
no way. Sure enough, I checked Cruise Mapper. Yeah, they're all gone. And
That's
I was
crazy.
like looking at Facebook and everything. It's like, yeah, the weather's so bad that they're just getting out.
That's
So
brutal.
then we left. I think Disney Wish stayed overnight in Nassau
Uh-huh.
and then stayed in Nassau the next day.
Oh, okay. I think I remember that.
Instead of canceling, I think it was like Castaway Key or something.
Yeah.
They just stayed in Nassau.
Oh, wow.
So they were like the only ship in the Bahamas that was docked on that Sunday.
Yeah.
Because they never left.
Yeah, that's...
Coco was empty. Great Stirrup was empty. Freeport, Celebrate.
Wow.
Like, nobody was port.
That's wild. Here, Prima 6 will be out of this world. Won't be identical to Aura. Yes, I have heard that Prima 6 might even be larger than Aura. I have heard that. Can't confirm, but I have definitely heard it in the rumor mill. So that'd definitely be sweet. But she's pretty far along in construction too. "30 minutes for a start." Yes, she'll actually be leaving in about 20 minutes. She's scheduled for 4:30. I have seen Regal Princess. I have not sailed on her though. It's been quite a while since I've seen Regal though. Yeah, I think she was. If she wasn't in Galveston this year, she definitely was last year. It may have been Royal this year, Royal Princess.
We got Regal Princess next Saturday.
Oh, Regal Princess, that's one you're touring?
Yeah.
Nice. So I guess it's in Fort Lauderdale. Vivian, hello, hello. Welcome in. Glad to have you here. It is going to be cool to see Caribbean Princess back here. She's a cool ship to have. Very interesting. Spin it this way. There we go. Cool. That's actually, I think, the first time I've heard her do the horns. Sweet. Oh, awesome. Sailing on her out of Fort Lauderdale. That's sweet. I have wanted to try those ships. I know. Seeing the world class here in Port Canaveral is going to be amazing. Yeah, they were pretty quick blasts of the horn, but definitely really cool. You definitely don't get it very often from Prima. Pretty awesome. Treasure Your Destiny, what's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. Flight to Heathrow is delayed for, oh gosh. I'm assuming you weren't flying Spirit. I don't think they even go to Heathrow anyways. Rest in peace, Spirit Airlines. I know, I wish it was November this year, not next year. I went to see World Atlantic because that means Seashore will be gone. That's true. It'd be weird not having Seashore here. She's been here for so long now. It's like whenever MSC first got here to Canaveral, they were pretty quick, like alternating the ships out. Like we had Divina for like 6 months. Then all of a sudden we had Meraviglia for 6 months. Then Seaside came in for like a season and then went back to Meraviglia. Then we got Seashore. And Seashore's just been here for like the last like 5 years now.
Really?
Almost. Or what, 23 is when Seashore got here. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like,
Out of here when Atlantic gets here.
yeah.
Grandiose will take the weekends back.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm really sure excited for that.
I'll probably get back on Grandiosa. It's just like an all-around good ship. Put in your corner for 5 minutes. Nothing was shade to Spirit Airlines. Look, honestly, what Spirit did was fantastic. I think they just always got a bad rap because of things that always seem to take place on the planes. But yes, we will be live tomorrow. We're actually going to be live in Tampa, Florida tomorrow for ship spotting. Honestly, because as much as everybody likes to hate on Spirit, they were great because it was budget airline, you know, always had some issues here and there, but not a single fatal crash ever.
I did read that.
That's great. 34 years, they always landed.
Every plane landed.
That's actually crazy.
The only time I flew Spirit was like about a month and a half ago for work.
Yeah.
I sat front row in the big seats.
Uh-huh.
First class.
Oh, the big seats. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah.
We were delayed 45 minutes because they didn't schedule a captain for us.
Oh, okay.
I was like, all right, Spirit moment. on the gangway, and they're like, turn around, there's no captain.
Oh my gosh. Jaco, what's going on? Good to see you. We're just having fun here. We throw shade. No one's safe. They might not have always taken off, but they definitely always landed. I love that. That's so true. Start dropping lines? Nice. Love it. So when I saw there was a fight on a United flight yesterday, and like the top comment on Twitter was, well, there's the Spirit passengers.
That's so Spirit moment. But for that work trip, I flew Spirit to Charlotte and then Frontier back.
Okay.
And Spirit was way better than Frontier out of the two flights. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Frontier was rough.
So my friend, she's a flight attendant for Frontier. I'll have to tell her you said that.
The crew was great.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think the problem was flying out of Charlotte. I guess the plane that we were getting on had come from out of the country, so they had to do like special something different that they don't normally have to do.
Interesting.
Before we were able to get on, and so that delayed it.
Oh, okay. Stayed. I don't think it's no. The rain's heading all out that way out to sea. I'm pretty sure, which is good. Seashore is leaving at 4:30 as well. She should be should be our last ship of the day, but she should be leaving pretty much right behind Star. But Star, it sounds like Star is dropping lines. All right. Let's go ahead. We can zoom in on Star of the Seas. Just like awkwardly not get that guy's, like half that guy's face in the shot there. Tomorrow is Disney Wish. Yes, tomorrow is Disney Wish, Carnival Freedom. I think it's Carnival Freedom tomorrow, I think. Yeah, Carnival. It should be Carnival Freedom, Disney Wish, Carnival Glory, and Utopia. I believe. Yeah, just cloudy, no rain, thankfully. The pilots actually, so there's one on board that'll be on the bridge. They guide the captain out of here, technically from the bridge. They give them, currents, like current speeds, depths, and things like that. Things to watch out for. If there's any changes or anything going on in the channel that specific day, stuff like that. But they're up talking with the captain, guiding the ship out, and then the pilot boat will be just they ride alongside, and once they get about a mile out to sea, the pilot will then go down and climb down the little ladder to get to the pilot boat. But usually there's one driving the pilot boat, and then there's one up with the captain guiding the ship out. All lines are in on the Star. Perfect. Love it. I'm getting hungry. I'm getting hungry.
I got those McDoubles.
That's a smart thing. I should have done that. Might grab some like Chili's to go or something on the way home. Just pick it up on the way in. What I normally do is I'll get the Chili's app and I'll set it for like a 7:30 pickup if I'm leaving at 6. So by like the time I get over there, because they always finish it a couple minutes early. So by the time I'm pulling up, it's like 6:15 or 7:15 or so. So I usually get the text like as I'm at the light pulling in. So I'm like, sweet.
I hadn't had chili since college up until I was in Fort Worth last week.
That's criminal.
We landed at DFW and we were like, we don't have to be at our hotel for like 3 hours.
Oh, okay.
And right as we got off, like our gate, the Chili's in the airport was right there.
Nice.
So we were like, down? Yeah.
Ever been to Ford's Garage? Oh, yes, actually. So that's where. So Ford's Garage is where they did that big rehearsal dinner for Justin's wedding, where my crazy ex-girlfriend works. Luckily, it was a different location, thank God. But yeah, so I've been there before. I try to avoid it though for certain reasons. Triple Dipper is where it's at. Yes, absolutely. The Chili's car won last week in NASCAR.
Really?
That was a momentous day in history. Actually, that was the coolest thing ever because like the driver, that was like his first win ever, and it was like Talladega and everything. So he was like, he's like, oh, I got long legs, so I just figured I'd give it a shot. And he like sat up on the window of the car, and he got it rolling and went down the track, just basically like sticking his arms out, beating the roof and everything like that. He like got it up against the wall, still hanging out, and he's doing the burnout against the wall. I'm like, this guy is the coolest dude ever. Ride the Dente. Exactly. It was funny because there was a video of him. He was up in the stands like for the Saturday race. He was up in the stands in Talladega. He had a Chili's hat and a Sabrina Carpenter t-shirt on. And I'm like, this guy is
That's a fit right there.
I was like, that is the coolest dude I have ever seen in my life. I was like, at least this guy has good taste, right? You know, Sabrina Carpenter and Chili's.
2 for 2.
2 for 2. And then he got the win the next day. So 3 for 3. Pilotage fees are usually based on the ship's tonnage, not just the time spent on. Yes. A good friend of mine, Tyler, he's the cruise junkie here on YouTube. He's actually going to school to be a harbor pilot, but he's actually studying and like going through like all the schooling for stuff like that, which is pretty neat. So we're kind of get to learn about that as he goes through that, which is kind of neat. Early June be too hot for the Eastern Caribbean. The Caribbean's always usually pretty warm in the first place, but I think you get a pretty good breeze just coming off of the Atlantic anyways with those Eastern Caribbean islands. I don't think it's ever too hot in the Caribbean, but it's definitely pretty warm during the summertime. But I wouldn't say it's necessarily unbearable. The Bahamas is usually where it's pretty rough as far as heat, but the Virgin Islands and things like that are usually pretty fine. It's funny, like all the people in TikTok were like tagging Sabrina Carpenter and like his little victory celebration. He's like, "Come get your mans." I'm like, honestly, she'd be a NASCAR wife. I can see it. It's definitely the humidity, yes. Well, it's like always like a 90% humidity here in Florida. You just kind of like swim through the air. Actually, the race is on right now too. I think it started at like 3. Cozumel this time last year, and it made the humidity in Florida feel like Arizona. Really? That's crazy. I haven't been to Cozumel in a while. I think the last time I was in Cozumel was on Icon. And that was 2024. Oh, no, not F1. It was I forgot the F1's in Miami this weekend, though. But no, the NASCAR race. I think it's in Texas this week. That's crazy, Kit. That's so sounds like most days here in Florida, too. Yeah, MSC has like a huge thing with the F1 race this year, too.
Like, yeah, I saw that.
My sister was at it, I think, on Friday afternoon. It's funny. My sister went there to the F1 race on Friday for like a work thing, because her office is down in Miami. So they had like in front of the track, like all the signage and stuff like that. They got the big team photo and all that. And in the background, there's a banner plane flying in the background, and it was advertising the local gentlemen's club. And I'm like, dude, that is the best picture you could ever put on the company website. Yes, MSC does have the F1 sims on their ship. It's awesome. They're so much fun too. Did you do it on Grandiosa?
I did not.
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. I love doing that. And then if you do like the status matching and all that, you get it for free at least once.
With gold, right?
Yeah.
Because I think I'm silver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. I did it on pretty much all the MSC ships that I've been on so far. I did it on Seashore, Seascape, and Grandiosa. It was funny because I was on Seashore. I did it, and then my girlfriend at the time did it right after me. So I was like watching her and do it, and a couple of guys like came up and just like, oh, they checking it out, and she went straight into the wall, and they're like, oh, I'm like, yeah, she's mine. They're like, oh, yikes. I was like, yeah, I don't let her drive my car.
Charlotte for work the other week.
Mhm.
That's where the NASCAR Hall of Fame is. So
Oh, yeah.
We did a sim there. It was like this kid's field trip, and I think when you do the sim, it's like everyone that's doing it, like multiple people, like all their cards are in there.
Oh,
So I'm
okay.
it's like me and a couple of my coworkers, and then this kid's field trip.
That's cool.
And oh my god, we tweeted around with, I guess some of the kids had to have been on there because it was just crashing left and right. It was like
That's awesome.
crazy.
That's awesome.
Cool.
In the 60s, feel the need to sail on one of the Icon ships. Just say you've been there, done that. Honestly, they're amazing. The Icon ships are incredible. MSC has a huge sponsor for F1. Yeah, they've always got something going on with F1. But yeah, they have like a whole, I think it's like the whole midfield section of like the track like is a giant like yacht club experience almost. It's really cool.
I've seen some videos of it.
Yeah.
It looks crazy.
Oh, the dueling pianos on these Icon ships are really cool. I wish they would like put that on other ships, the dueling piano stuff. They used to have that at Disney a while back, a place called Jelly Rolls. Whenever I was working there during college, that was like the place to go because cast members got in free Sunday nights. Oh, it was always, we would get off of work at like midnight, we'd go straight to Jelly Rolls and get in for free. We just have a good time.
That's the one at the boardwalk, right?
Yeah, it's on the, I think it's closed down now. I think they just never like renewed their lease or something like that. But yeah, that was like the place to go every Sunday.
I was at Disney this morning because Thunder Mountain.
Oh, really?
Open.
Oh, really?
So I was like, yeah. So I rope dropped. I didn't even get on Thunder Mountain.
Oh, really?
That crowd was insane.
Oh, I
You can
bet.
probably see it on TikTok today.
I bet.
So I got there, rope dropped. By the time I finally stopped in my part of line, was still on like that one street that goes towards Tiana's. I was like out there.
Dang.
Checked the app. It said 145 minutes.
No thanks.
Pirates was at 5 minutes. I was like,
I'm going to Pirates.
switching rides here.
That's funny. I want to go on an Icon class, but don't like that there's too many people. I've never really noticed a crowding issue in my 2 Icon class cruises, being one on Star, one on Icon. I never really noticed any issues as far as overcrowding in those. Certain venues at certain times of nights, like the big heavy hitters, like the dueling pianos are pretty crowded at night. But like, I didn't really notice any crowding problems, at least in my experiences. But there's definitely a lot of people, but they do a pretty good job at managing the crowds and dispersing. All right, have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. Enjoy your cruise on Virtuosa.
Could not imagine Liberty of the Seas now that I'm looking at it with the big name.
I know, right? Yeah, I'm like, I heard there's a possibility that Liberty will get the big name, but I'm like, I just don't know. I don't know.
Because I'll probably be going on Liberty in December for my birthday. That's
Oh, nice.
pretty close. But I'm like, please don't do that. I don't know.
Yeah, they've been.
I'm sure it'll look good if they did it. But
Yeah, like once you see it, once they like do it in person, you're like, okay, that looks good. But I'm interested to see what they do because they're like, oh, it's gonna get the big amplification, but like they haven't really told us what they're doing with Liberty.
yeah. Because I mean, I'm trying to think what you could do.
It's probably just like new restaurants and venues, and like I guess they never had playmakers in there yet, so they're probably getting
put
playmakers.
Instead of Johnny Rockets, maybe.
Probably that, like hibachi, things like that.
I mean, they've already got the slides. Liberty's got cool
Yeah.
slides too.
You know, the slides were really cool, but when I went on it, I think the water pressure was just like low that day or something, but like I literally had to like scoop myself through those slides.
Really?
Like I just kept like just stopping. It was really weird.
'Cause I went on Liberty in 2017.
Uh-huh.
Out of Galveston.
Seashore's moving. Very cool. That's a quick day today. Sundays are usually the ones that drag out for hours.
This is cool. I think this is the closest I've seen a ship sail away, knowing like, because I think what is it, like 10 days?
About 10-ish, maybe 11.
I think this is the closest I've seen a ship right before I go.
That's awesome. Man, had I known, I would have opted for Seashore. Had I known you were on it.
It's so funny. Same weekend, just
Because we thought about Seashore, but it was literally came down to I've been on Seashore and Seascape, and Seaside has a completely different layout. So I'm like, I kind of want to check out the different layout and see what it is. That's like the only reason is like just something different because I've already tried the other two. That too, yeah.
Or Canaveral, pretty much same thing almost.
I would have rather not had to go down to Miami if I had to. Luna was nuts. It took us 45 minutes to get from the Brightline station to the terminal for Norwegian. 45 minutes.
That's crazy. See, on the Fridays, it's not that bad. I
Mhm.
had no problems with traffic on Getaway or Joy. But it's just driving down there.
Do you drive to Miami or do you Brightline it?
Yeah, I drive.
Oh, okay. Brightline's a lifesaver.
See, for me, I kind of just like the idea of, all right, cruise is over, get in my truck, and just do it myself.
Yeah. Star is always just such an insane ship to see.
Yeah, I think I'm sold on Legend now.
You should come in November with us. It's in the middle of the week for a 3-night, but might as well.
I think I'm sold. I'll have enough PTO by then.
Caleb will go nuts if you join us. What's the furthest day that you drive in? It depends on how far I'd have to drive. But like for Miami, when I was living in Atlanta, growing up, I think we would always drive in like the day before and get like halfway. Yep, MSC's on the move. Yeah, Brightline's about to pull a Spirit too, yeah. They're in so much debt. Love that the lady over there walks up to that group and they're like, "Are you guys drinking?" And they go, "Not a lot." That's the best response. That is the best response if somebody asks you that. Not a lot. Yeah, I heard JetBlue's in pretty rough shape too. I feel like most just like budget airlines, and obviously they're not bringing in a lot of revenue because they're a budget airline. They're not charging a lot, but at the same time, like we got to do something to keep all of these airlines from going under or something. Like it's the gas prices right now. That's half of the problem. It cost me almost $60 to fill up my Honda Civic. Yeah, JetBlue is actually nice. I feel like 99% of the time that I have to fly, I usually will fly Delta, but at the same time, like in the right circumstances, in the right situations, like those budget airlines just really come in good handy when they're here. That's crazy. It doesn't help that my car takes the 93 octane gas, so the premium fuel. So it definitely, like I paid $5.20 a gallon this morning to fill this thing up. Oof, it was so bad.
Thankfully, I'm just the non-premium.
Yeah.
Mine was like 75 though this morning.
Yeah, it's because I have the fancy motor in mine. Love a good high compression engine. Just they're like, yeah, it's with the turbo high compression, you're gonna need to put premium in it. My knock sensors will go off if I put in regular. So, because my mom's like, oh, just put in the regular gas, it's fine. I'm like, I am not letting those. I'd like getting a knock sensor warning is not a good thing. Breeze, I've never flown with Breeze. When my parents were living in Vero Beach, they there's like a little small airport in Vero Beach, and Breeze actually flew a couple 737s out of there. It was crazy. It's a really tiny airport, usually just like for private jets, like little Pipers and Cessnas and stuff like that. And all of it, just once or twice a day, you just see this giant 737s aren't that big, but for the area, it was like, oh my God. The best was, it wasn't landing at that airport, but it was definitely in the area. It was one of those KC-130s, like giant military tankers. Flew over their house. We're like, oh, the whole walls were shaking and everything. It was a low approach too. Alrighty. Seashore's coming up the channel now. If you guys want, I can go ahead and spin around. Actually, yeah, the star's kind of turning, so let's go ahead and spin around to the Seashore here. Oh, really? There's our spot that we go to in Tampa. It's like a small, like private airport. There's not even a control tower or anything like that there. It's usually just like for training and stuff like that. So it's usually really small planes. But MacDill Air Force Base is, this giant military base in Tampa, and it's kind of in this similar approach pattern. And there was one time, I don't remember when this was, but there was a time where the pilot flying one of those giant KC-130s mistook this airport as MacDill, and he landed it there, and everybody's like, how did you even get it to stop in time? One. Two, they had to gut the entire plane of everything but the pilots to get it off the ground in that small little runway. You talk about a screw up there. Oof. I couldn't imagine, because like our ship spotting spot is like right there. It's like you would have been standing maybe 100 feet from the plane as it was taking off too, and it was right on the water where the ships go by. Like,
This spot in Tampa. I don't think I'll be able to make it out there. But
it's literally just like it's in front of somebody's house.
really?
Yeah, it's Davis Island is the name of it, but literally you just like pull up. There's like a row of houses. Apparently Tom Brady lives on that island too, which is kind of neat. But
People that live there, they don't get mad.
no, I think Justin probably goes out there so much, or used to at least, and he just like knows the homeowners too. And people like fish there. There's like benches and all that. So like I think people there are just kind of used to people being there all the time. But yeah, it is kind of random because you literally are just in front of people's houses. Like you got to drive down the street if you got to use the bathroom, which is never good. Because it's funny because my car being so low to the ground, the incline getting in is pretty steep. So I always have to tell Dimitri, I'm like, hey, I need you to drive me in your truck because I got to use the restroom because my car doesn't fit. I'll rip the bumper out if I try to get in.
I wanted to go down there a few times, but
Yeah. It's cool. The ships there are cool to see. There's just never anything crazy. Like, I always try to plan a trip out there. I'm like, but there's like 6 good ships here in Canaveral that day versus 3. Like, okay, like neat, but I'd pick the Canaveral ships.
the day you guys went when it was Celebrity, Norwegian, and Carnival, I
That
feel
was a
like
good
that's
day.
probably as good
That
as
was
it
a good,
gets.
yeah, exactly. That was a good day. Ronald Reagan Airport in Cali is pretty bad. Basically, you have to go vertical to take. Oh wow, that's crazy.
There was one day in Tampa I was looking, I think it was 3 Vision class ships.
Yeah,
I was like, that would have been cool, but also
like kind of like 3 Vision class. Like that's it, but at the same time, it's like cool to see 3 of them
Yeah.
because there's only 4 left.
Because that's kind of how I felt in Nassau when we were with those Celebrity ships.
Yeah,
GBOs, I was like, man, this is pretty cool.
that was cool because there's only 4 of those Summit class or Constellation. No, is it Constellation? Millennium class. That's what it is. Millennium class. There's only 4 of those ships. One of them was in dry dock. The other was in Asia, and then 2 of them were right there,
Nassau with
which
us.
is in Nassau with us. That was pretty cool.
I might have told you this, but I think that because out of the 2 Grandiosa sailings, I could have gone on either one.
Yeah.
But I picked that one specifically for those 2 ships in Breakaway.
Yeah, we picked. That's why we picked that because it had the better lineup.
I think the second weekend Nassau was pretty lame.
Yeah.
That second one, I don't think so.
Nice. Yeah, this time in 11 days you'll be setting sail on Seashore.
Oh, that's so cool.
I love that feeling. So I guess it's 12 for me with Seaside because I'm the next day.
You got the 2 ship tours in between, so I guess.
There you go. Yeah, it is. This class they have the support beams for the bridge wings. I really only see. I mean, some cruise ships will have that more as just like a structural piece and for integrity and all that. But it's definitely like the dramatic ones like this on the Seashore. I really only see stuff like that on Princess ships. Princess is known for that with some of their old Grand class ships. Have really, really large. Yeah, some of the older Princess ships have like the really big dramatic bridge wing supports like that too. Pretty neat. Now you got me wanting to go on this thing again. Honestly, I'll probably end up going on Seashore again before it leaves here. I got until end of next year. JD Jet, what's going on? Good to see you. Tina, hello, hello. There's a quick set of sailaways today.
Oh, yeah.
Grand Princess class ships are butt ugly. I've never been a big fan of those, at least design-wise. But yeah, I kind of agree with you with that. 3 weeks today, you'll be on the Transatlantic on Legend. That's so cool. That'll be a great cruise for you. There we go. Doodaloo, 5 weeks till you're on Viva from Istanbul. Ooh, that's a really cool one. That is awesome. It's weird that I read some, because you read some of the water slides aren't working out of, oh really? That is weird that they wouldn't be working out of the dry dock, or like coming out of the dry dock like that. So I don't think they made too many crazy changes to the water slides, I would assume. Brandbot stream tonight. Honestly, we're getting home early enough. Stay tuned. Maybe we'll do some Mario Kart tonight. Yeah, it could be parts. Speaking of planes, Mahu Beach, St. Martin is a great place to visit as a shore excursion. Oh, I've never been to Mahu Beach, but yes, it looks so cool. Have you been to Mahu Beach in St. Martin?
St. Martin? I don't think so.
No.
I've only been to St. Martin one time.
Oh, really?
And I was like 10 years old, I think.
Oh, really?
So if I did go there, I don't remember.
My family and I, we usually do the America's Cup regatta. They're like racing yachts, like the racing sailboats. They're so much fun. You're like sitting there, you're doing like, you're the one like swinging the boom around and all that. Like you're pitching the sails, like you're, you know, doing the little thing, like grinding it to where it goes up. It's so cool. It's very labor intensive, but it's a really fun thing to do. Because it's like the old classic Stars and Stripes, the American ship, versus True North, which is the Canadian one. So it's always like, you know, the U.S. versus the Canadians. So, you know, I've always been on like, the couple times I've done it, I've always done the American one. And so it's like, all right, we got to flip off the Canadians, you know. So it'd go, you know, the ships would cross paths, whatever. It's good stuff. Grandiosa are 28. Oh, great. I know. I would love to do Grandiosa around that time frame whenever it's on the shorter cruises. That'd be awesome. Man, this was a shorter stream today, wasn't it? There's a YouTube channel that does live streams, airport and beach. Interesting. Oh, I'll have to check that out, actually. They offer short excursions to the airport, beach, and St. Martin. I believe, definitely check with the cruise line specifically, but I believe there are excursions through the cruise line that would go there. All right, time to get packed up a little bit here. It was good seeing you, man. We'll definitely get dinner one night before you head back to Texas, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For sure. I'll let Caleb know so he can join us so he doesn't chicken out. Yeah, exactly. Bye, buddy. Have a good one. All right, everyone. Thank you all for hanging out tonight, and we'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon for the Port of Tampa. Have a great afternoon, everybody, and hope you had a great weekend and have a great week. Bye, everyone. What's up? You'll be here tomorrow with Chase. Very cool.